the ability to be gentle. Comes only with strength. Like tweezers, they must be solid, but smooth, capable to remove a splinter or a bullet without causing more damage. Smooth on one side, rigid on the other, solid. Message for my grandchildren. You cannot be brave without fear. You do not build energy without being energetic. Hands do not become strong without being worked. The mind is just as important as the physical. Face, space, tone, and grace. My rules of communicating. Is the face appropriate for the situation? Is there space between communication? Is the tone appropriate for the song I'm trying to sing? And if I'm mistaken, hold me in grace, as I will try to hold you. Men and women are different, and they should be treated as such. The seasons are here to teach us the cold and the hot, and to be okay. In the rain or the snow. Don't run in the rain. Play in the snow. You will recognize those of principle. Everyone has principle. Some are aware of their principles and some are not. Physically speaking, you can tell. The inside will manifest outside. Habits develop your character. Your character is what you are until you mold it. A piece of wood. You got a tree that grows, comes seed and shit. Seed grows, tree dies, cut, make lumber, make something useful, beautiful, everlasting, cherished, worth protecting, worth caring for. I'm sitting in what they call lotus position. I truly believe it's the best one for me because it's shown me that you can take a piece of shit and you can plant the seed or find the seed and just germinate it and care for it and watch it. And I am in grace. And that's what this is about, learning. Learning. We got stuff to learn. And I love mythology. I love art, and I love the old stories. And They're all trying to teach us a picture of what the humans can be. It's pretty amazing. We have lower natures and we have higher natures. You know, I'm learning that like a flexible spine means a flexible mind. Deep breath. Deep thoughts. The weather's nice, but there's more to it. Just be a little better yesterday than yesterday. Grow into it. The process is there. You can't do anything about it. Good luck. Recognizing principle by principle is wonderful because there's all different kinds of people, and there should be. And we can see what nature they're in. I love the mythology about the centaur or the minotaur. That's interesting. The lustful natures, you know, the lower natures and what they breed and what they create. And the mermaids, you know. And these stories that are there to tell us of behaviors that will lead us straight to punishment. Not discipline. What is discipline? Faith. And what is faith? Is devotion. And what is someone who's devoted to devotion and faithful? They are devotee. They are one who has been given a seed that they don't know what it's grown. They don't know what it is, but they trust that it will grow. And they're told what the process is to make it go right. And if you do it, you'll get good harvest, whatever it is. A lot of people carry the seed and they don't know how to sprout it. A lot of people don't know they have a seed. And the higher you reach, the more sun you get. The more sun you get, the more you can see, the more you can feel, and it's warm. Oh, it's not all sunny though. It can't be. And that's what I have learned on my journey, is to prepare for the dark and the cold and enjoy it and be warm. We are warm-blooded. We can do this. We are not lizards. We're not bears. We're more kind of like, I like the Wolverine. He travels over the mountains during blizzards while everything else is asleep and takes care of his 5 families. He's incredible. He's a little guy, but he doesn't care. Be like Wolverine, man. Badger. Or lion. Whatever. It's gentle with the lamb, though, they say. You know, with that strength, you gotta be soft. Because with the strength, you'll destroy everything. With fire, you'll burn everything if it's not in a place that's safe. Fires, the containers that withhold it, should keep everything else from burning around it. Same as water. You want to contain it, if you can, if you need it, if you're using it. Otherwise, know where the stream is, know where the force begins. A lot of hurt to get to this point. That's okay. Endurance is part of it. Flexible spine, flexible mind, long breath, long life. Deep breath, deep thoughts. Because action comes so quick. You can saw a limb off so fast. You can cut it down quickly. but it takes a minute to grow back. When it grows back, it's stronger or different. It can always be different. The woodsman workout. Why do I do it? How have I developed it? I developed it because I was in a, long story short, a few things that hurt my physical form. And I had to do something about it. Do your push-ups. Be strong. Be soft. Sanded, smooth. Refined. Without splinters. Something worth protecting and cherishing. Grace is knowing you're often wrong. It's part of learning. It's in my mouth. Ginger. It's delicious. When you get old, it keeps you from having bad breath. I'm gonna build a table later today. A few tables from trees that died of beetle kill. And the beetle kill inserted a fungus for the larva to eat. And it turns it blue. And it's very pretty. And I'm gonna torch it. And I'm gonna sand it. And I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on it. There are many lessons that I've learned. Today's the faith-based tone and grace. Today's the take the time to do what you can with what you have and the time you're given. Build that strength so you can be soft and usable like tweezers. But don't be a tool. Know how to use the tool. Don't focus on one trade. Know how to do them all. Tools. Be grateful you don't have to make the design that came before us. It's already there. For me, the best way through pain is through pain. Through it. I'm talking today after sitting for many, many hours through the rain and the snow with a smile. And I have something to say. It's your responsibility. If you're talking to your grandchildren and stuff, and you're like, hey, it's gonna bounce through space. People are gonna see this. What would I say? How would I represent? There's smoke in my face because I have a fire burning. Because it's cold. Because it's early, but the sun's coming out. I love good coffee. I love good tea. There are many vehicles. There's a skateboard. You can put like a kid on it with you. If it's a big board, maybe a couple people. there's a bicycle, and you can ride somebody on your handlebars, or even add a seat. You can add a bunch of seats and a bunch of chains. Those kind of vehicles aren't very steady. They can't go very far. And the people who ride them often fall and get off soon. And then there's vehicles that go to places fast on rubber tires like cars. And there's planes and they fly. And there's ships and they go big places. And there's other things that I don't know about. There's so much more that I don't know about. And I love that. Different vehicles take people different places, more efficiently than others, more comfortably than others, faster than others, slower than others, safer than others. Some are very dangerous. Some you don't come back from, you know. Oh. Some take you to amazing places, though. Some you have to go on your own. Some you can't take anybody else with you. They can't make the journey. They cannot climb it. Build yourself strong enough so you can go see those cool things easily. I do the push-ups so I can sweep the floor easily. I do my push-ups so I can do what I have to do physically in this physical realm. Easily. With a smile. If it's uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable, it's the best time to just guess I'm having tea. Ah. And what can you do about it? Some things you can, some things you cannot. And that's okay. That's what we're here to learn. I prefer to be able to go up a mountain and run down it with a smile instead of gasping for air. I've done both. I grew up with asthma. I couldn't breathe. It was terrifying. Don't have asthma anymore. This reaches people. Hopefully my great-grandchildren see it. They're like, oh, that guy was, look at him. He wasn't just an old guy all the time. You know. I love splitting wood. I love sawing wood. Sawing wood by hand is a very good thing for the arms. It makes you go fast. Pull saws, push saws, axe, maul. I like a heavy maul. Big heavy maul. And I like trees that don't split easy. They are a joy. I find this. Not everyone finds this, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna make a table today. I'm very excited about that. There's so many different versions and theaters that a human can choose to do and be. And that's it. Breathe through them all. Breathe through them all. By grace, I will be looking at you and I will be rooting for you. I don't know where my deer is. Normally I have a deer that comes and says hello. Which vehicle do you ride? Which vehicle do you want to ride? Which vehicle do you drive? How many people do you want to have fly safely with you? What do they have to do to fly? What do people have to do to ride a bike? Oh yeah, forgive everyone for everything. That's a hard one. It's for you though. The characteristics of man can be divided into sections of our physical being. The lowest section being that centaur of the woods who's dangerous. You don't want to see him on a full moon night when he's full of hormones and he looks at you like, hey, but you're full human, I'm half human, let's come on. And you're like, no, I don't think that sounds fun. And then the horse is like, but I'm gonna chase you down and I'm gonna be of my lowest nature, the animal form. That's really what it's trying to teach, I think. I could be wrong. I wouldn't want to meet one of those guys because they don't sound fun. Or a mermaid that whistles at you while you're fishing. It's like, hey, big boy. You're like, hey. And she's like, I'm really going to eat you and drown you, feed you to my people. And you're like, that's no fun. I like Spaceballs, though, the Pizza the Hut. He's the stomach. I have the Pizza the Hut stomach. Live in that nature in the gut of what you're willing to do to eat. You know, what you're willing to do to be like the centaur is usually way far worse than what you're willing to do for the stomach. But then there's the breath, what you're willing to do to breathe. Which goes to Christmas and baptism, which is a whole nother talk for a whole nother day. Deeper talk. Gotta be older for that one. The heart. Guard against the heart, it lies. It lies. Through passion. The gut is what we'll do for food. The heart is what we'll do for passion. And those usually aren't really the best things. You know, they're not out of goodness, which is the greatest love, you know. Goodness is what the guide should be. That's the thing of being strong and able, but not being destructive, being creative. You gotta take a tree down, but you shouldn't kill the tree if you don't have to. I mean, that's just me. Some people do your thing, man. Trees are trees, and that's nothing that should be anything. I'm not trying to say anything about that. I love trees, and I love to make stuff with them, and they're a blessing. It's amazing. They're beautiful, inside and out. It's a pretty place. There's a lot of pretty stuff here. Guard against the heart. It deceives you. Protect against the throat when you speak. Guard against the throat, your tones, what you feel in the heart. When you're angry because you're hungry. You're frustrated because you're a centaur in the forest. Raw. Yeah. When you talk about the clarity of the mind, when you come above it. When you can be above the mind. Just be above the thought. And endure the pain. Look at the fire. Oh, it's burning. Guess I'm having tea. You know. Most people can't get that, and that's okay. Most people aren't gonna get that, and that's okay. But in the mind, we can create. We can make cool stuff, draw stuff, paint stuff, make stuff, drive stuff, go fast, go slow. The slower I go, the faster I can go. Definitely. I'm very still right now. But I love to go fast. go fast. Get out of the way for those who love to go fast. Follow them well. Don't slow them down. Don't slow them down. Get out of the way. Don't slow them down. Enjoy them. Catch up with them. Lead them. Make your own path. Get some stickers. Get some thorns. It's not for everyone. Be grateful for the roads that were built before you. Be grateful for the things that are there. Don't understand everything, neither do I. It's cool. You wouldn't want the clouds to be the same every day. Pain is real, suffering's real. Breathe through it. Love is very challenging to describe. It's not what they tell you when you're little. It is what they tell you when you're little. It's a very high bar. It's a high bar. It's a high road. There is no other higher road. Humans can do so many things that animals can't. Emotionally, spiritually. And spiritually, what is spiritually? To me, what am I embodying? Am I ferocious? Am I peaceful? Am I suspicious? Am I happy? Am I joyful? Am I loving? Am I hateful? Am I hurtful? What is my nature? Am I completely involved, completely engaged in whatever I'm doing, no matter what it is, good and bad? Good and bad situation. Am I remaining neutral on that plane? There's a 0. It goes up 1, it goes down 1, it goes left 1, goes right 1, and even goes forward and back. It's a plane. Emotionally, spiritually, are we neutral? Just chilling, allowing whatever it is to happen? Are we raising our voice? Are we lowering our voice? Are we moving to the left of the conversation or the right of the emotion? Are we staying centered? Are we staying level? When you make the mistakes and you fly off different ways, you sure know you're not in 0. And that's grace. That's human. But to try and try again with good nature is my goal. Try and try again with good nature. In another talk, we'll talk about Christmas and baptism and things of that nature on a grown-up level. I have to put a warning on the video because it talks about very adult topics that, today's not that talk. But this is our talk on our first talk. And if I'm compelled to sit and share what I'm thinking and breathing about while I'm sitting like this, I'm very folded up. I get twisted in the morning so I can straighten myself out early. It's important. For me, it's also important to like more than I dislike. It feels better. It feels better. And how do you want it to feel, man? Not everybody's gonna get that. And that's okay. I have stories too. I have many stories I will tell you. This is the first video, but I have many stories that are a lot of fun. It's getting very cold. But the sun is coming back because the solstice has passed. Cheers.